Alrighty then, let's get it underway. Welcome along to the city of Budapest for round 10 of the Breakout Racing League Tier 2 Championship and the Hungarian Grand Prix. Hungary itself is a landlocked country in the middle of the Central European continent with its capital, Budapest, where we are tonight, is bisected by the Dunave River and contains numerous architectural landmarks from the medieval castle hills of Buda and the grand neoclassical buildings scattered all throughout the great city. But that's not all we are seeing here in the great city of Budapest. It also contains the Hungaroring, which is a circuit that has given us a numerous of Grand Prix where the driver's greatness is on full display. The Hungaroring is often titled as Monaco without the barriers due to its high downforce and difficulty to overtake. And being that nature of the circuit with 14 corners, 8 to the right and 6 to the left, makes up the 4.4 kilometer, 2.7 mile circuit. And with the two DRS zones exiting turn 14 onto the front straight and exiting turn 1 onto the run down to the downhill left of turn 2, it will provide some chances of overtaking, which it may be where it would also have been difficult without. God, that was hard to say, apparently. A season ago in the Tier 2 Championship in Season 5 Hungarian Grand Prix, we saw many intriguing feats, including a maiden pole from Budapest, who is in Tier 1 today with a 13.6, and our current championship leader, Ritzy Raccoon, who ironically, was so close once again a weekend ago with his first Grand Prix victory of the season. Can he do that again? Well, speaking of the championship leader, time's running out in the championship. 9 races down, 8 to go. Halfway points here and come and gone. It's now showtime for every driver Tier 2, with Ritzy leading the championship by 7 points over the McLaren of Bubina, who is on a 3-podium streak following the 3-time Grand Prix winner of Luis, who has actually dropped back a position, who leads the other McLaren of Zeno immediately, also, ironically, by 7 points as well. The Constructors' Championship is a little bit further of a gap between McLaren leading Racing Point, by 23 points after last week. Alfa Romeo moves up a position, jumping Mercedes for 4th, and let's see who else can attempt to try to go chase down the defending Constructors' Champions of McLaren. Well, I'm Haycatcher alongside Taylor this week, as Echo had to be out and miss due to him recovering from the COVID-19 vaccine, so myself and Taylor both wish him a speedy recovery, and we'll see him back at Spa. Now, Taylor, obviously, this is a tough track with hard to overtake. Would you rather have track position or strategy on this Hungaroring circuit?
I think it kind of depends on the situation. If you're on that reverse trend clean air, it's obviously better, but if you don't get that clean air when you're on the mediums or the hards, it's not going to pay out. So track position is quite important, but if you do get that clean air, you're in a better position than you would be if you just went out on the softs and qualified 5th. So,
well, we'll see what they can do. Obviously, you see a lot of drivers onto the left-hand side of your screen going on to the mediums and some on the softs. One medium runner, well, he was the Grand Prix winner last time ago, and Britain, Feta cheese around the final corner, turn 14. He sets the banker lap of a 14.85 on the mediums. Hopefully that can get him into the top 10 where he can start on those medium compounded tire. Behind him, the Williams of Feta is going to start his flying lap.
And the Sweller. For the next 2.
Sweller, are they going around the final corner?
Yes.
So Porter, the Austrian Grand Prix winner, is going to go onto the softs. He's going to do a 14.1, so he's going to try to commit to the soft-hard strategy, which is going to be difficult indeed to do, but possible.
Sweller's backed out. I think he's going to... I think he just went out to do the out lap. Is he up there?
Probably did. Is it going to be... Yep, 22.4, so that is a easy lap to beat for the medium compound tire. I believe the next one is going to be Killer behind him. The Renault, he's about...
It is. Oh, yep. So then I'll pass that to Ginger, who is also backed out a little lap, I believe, a bit. He has no battery. I think a lot of these drivers are just setting, slow little bankers on the softs, and then they'll go out on the mediums and beat their lap, hopefully. Anyway.
Well, Zanav has done that just for the medium. He has done a 15.0, puts him up to P3, about 10 or a little bit over 2/10 behind Feta, and Ginger goes with his bank lap at 17.6 on the softs. So let's get that there here. Sweller has now put in his time as well. Or I'm sorry, Facetas has put in his time. Shamrock with 1.3 seconds off on his medium from pole. Bobina P2. Skeppy goes P2 on the softs, though. 2/10 adrift from Unsighted port in the Alpha Tauri, the Alfa Romeo in P2 at the moment. Let's see what his teammate can do. Ritzy, the championship leader, still in the pit lane along with Zeno and Killer. Zonic is out on a flyer lap in the Ferrari.
I also noticed Feta is actually doing another lap on his mediums.
Is he actually?
He's on another lap. I don't know if he's up or not. I didn't see his sector 1 split.
I think it was about just even sector 2, if I got that right.
Because I think you have Tizonic and then... I don't know if Shamrock's up. That is barely up.
On the final corner, Tizonic do a 14.8 on the soft compounded tire. That is going to be Zanev hitting into the box. Ginger goes again.
Yeah.
Trying another flyer or trying to get a little bit of practice in. We'll just see what figure out from there. Feta coming around the final corner does improve.
Finds a 10th.5, which secures him up to a 14.7, which isn't a bad lap on the mediums at all. I don't even know what's a good lap on the mediums, so yeah.
We're
gonna say a 14.7 is good. Let's just say a 14.7 is good.
Yeah, I think it's pretty good indeed. Shamrock, he pits in the Haas. 1 week ago, he made his debut. Didn't get some points, so he wants a little bit of redemption for this Haas team that has actually lost another driver. I believe it was Mitch has actually dropped from Tier 2. So sadly, we'll have to see both Haas's that started so strong in this championship. They are both departed, being Danny Rick and Mitch. So on with Ginger now through turn 11. It looks like he is doing a little bit more of a
7/10 up.
Practice.
Yeah.
Is he actually?
He's 7/10 up right now. Which I don't know if he backed off on that 17.6 in Sector 2 or not. Oh, he's pitting. Yeah, I'm assuming he's just running some laps on the softs, seeing how they feel.
Yeah, I'm thinking he is. Well, going through, speaking of the constructors' fight between McLaren and Racing Point, it has been kind of close as of late. It was a little bit of a gap between Racing Point and McLaren, ironically, before you departed to Tier 1. Now, with DXC and Feta, McLaren have surged back, so we'll see if they can try to go and fight that. It was good points for Racing Point a week ago, like I said, with the win from Feta. Let's see what DXC can do right now on those softs with about 10 minutes to go. Could we possibly see him do a banker lap and do a medium? I think that's going to be the first strategy for most of these guys. But it's still possible to do a soft hard, so it's just going to depend on how much track position you want off the get-go or how much you want later on in the stint. I think Ritzy's behind him. Yes, he is. So Ritzy, the championship leader, going through turn 1, now into 2. He's on the medium compounded tire. Comes out with about 9 minutes to go. Let's see what he can do. Like I said, 7 points ahead of Bobina in P4 at the moment in the championship. So let's see what Ritzy can do in comparison with Bobina. Like I said a season ago, Ritzy actually did win his first Grand Prix of the season here. So we'll see if he can try to do the same once again and repeat history as it may, and win once again for the first time in Season 6 at the Hungaroring.
Yeah, which the next driver to the line will be Ichigo to complete a lap, as he's actually backed out of it. So I'll now pass the torch to Ritzy. Ooh.
He's invalidated.
Yeah. Bit too sharp. I think he turned in a bit too early for his liking as well, so he's gonna, yeah, I think he's just gonna have a moment, let the tires cool down for, you know, a tiny bit, and then go again. So we'll see what this lap is. As I believe Zeno will actually be the next. Yeah, Zeno will be the next car going through Sector 2. He's actually 6/10 up on his time right now.
Yep, it looks like Zeno may have actually made a mistake on his flying lap, because I actually missed him go up to P9 with a 16.3. Obviously, the McLaren driver is really good in qualifying. He has, once again, got a really good qualifying position. I believe it was like 2.9 or so on Saturday. But let's see what he can do around the final corner on mediums. The best medium lap at the moment. Well, he does a 15.2, which is about, what, 4/10 or so off of, or 5 tenths or so
yeah,
off
5/10 off what Feta did.
Yes.
So there's room for improvement, definitely. But yeah, so a lot of drivers actually switching to the soft, so I don't think anyone's going to try and do the medium to hard unless you're outside the top 10. So.
Zanav's on the softs, and he has improved 13.9 for the Red Bull, who made his debut a week ago. Now, the next one to go up will probably be Shamrock.
It'll be Scappy.
Outlap.
No, Scappy just pulled in the pit lane, so it'll be Ritzy.
So Ritzy, we'll see. He validated a lap prior. He's keep it clean up to turn 14. Once again, on those mediums, can he try to get to the top 10? For the preferred strategy,
14.6.
P4.
Not a bad lap. Next will be... Is it you going on?
I think DXD.
He's going in his pit lane. And then you have both of the AlphaTauris on that lap behind each other. I don't think anybody's... I think, yeah, next driver to come to for a lap will be Drunken Shamrock. On the softs. Coming through Sector 2. As he hits the Sector 2 split, he's 9.5 tenths up, so... Looking at P4 right now. See what he finds in the final sector. He does lock up the left front a bit, but not too much to where it should affect the lap time. Looks like he gets a little bit of understeer, but should cross the line and actually will jump up to P3.
14-1, not too far off of Unsighted port in the Alpha Tauri. Speaking of Unsighted port, him and his teammate Sweller, I believe, are on flying laps now. Yes, they are. Sweller on the medium and Unsighted on the soft. So differing strategies for both of the racing points.
Here comes Ginger. 15-2, put him P10. Xeno's retired in the pits.
Yes, yes. So Feta starts his flying lap. That is going to be a pitting Renault of Killer, and I believe that is going to be the Alfa Romeo of...
Skeppy. Wait, is it Ritzy? Oh, it's Ritzy. As Port goes first, 13.5.
Here comes Sweller to the line. He goes a 14.7 on the mediums, puts him in the top 10. Now puts the cusp, or the elimination point. Oh, Sweller is off. Or not Sweller, Ginger is off in turn 4.
I'll help those mediums.
Looks like he's avoided damage from the barriers, but he is off and probably screwed up those set of medium tires. But I believe he'll be okay. He's limited the damage if any, and Facetas goes through 11 for an outlap. Ishigo is coming out of the pit lane. 5 minutes to go remaining in the session, and the cutoff point right now for these drivers is a 15.2. Zeno is retired in the pit lane, so that is the best he can do for the session. The top 10 are forced to start on the tires they qualified with. That is their best lap, so everyone outside the top 10 get a free choice of tire.
Here comes Feta.
So right now, everyone... Feta...
Is he P2? 13.8.
Good lap from him. He's actually jumped Zenav in the Red Bull, but the Red Bull is on an outlap. He'll try once more.
I don't believe there are no... Or Skeppy might be on a lap. Yeah, he's going through the chicane. I believe it'll be him. Yeah, it'll be him, then Tazonic. He does have a bit of traffic of Ichigo in front of him. He probably could have gotten out of the way a little bit sooner, but hopefully it didn't affect the lap too much.
Skeppy a week ago had a pretty good resurgence. Got a P7 in the race, got driver of the day, and maybe a little bit of confidence back in his Alfa Romeo as he hits the minute with P5. So you said Tazonic will be up next. It looks like he is. Yes, he is going to turn 14 out on the Ferrari. He's P9 with a 14.856. Not anymore. He's P5 ahead of both Alfa Romeos, 14.332. Behind him, I believe, is Ichigo in the racing point. Am I wrong with that?
I'll be on board with Zenav. Seeing what he does in Sector 2. As you watch Ichigo. If Ichigo's on a lap anyway. Or that's not Ichigo. Well, that's Feta coming in the pit lane. Yeah, so Zenav will be the next coming across the line as he is just over half a tenth up in Sector 2. He needs to find about 4 tenths in Sector 3 to be able to beat that lap.
Well, with 3 minutes to go, it was almost a great finish for Red Bull as a team in Britain. Is it going to be a great qualifying for Zenav, the only Red Bull driver on the grid?
He only finds a tenth, which keeps him P3.
Yes, he does not improve his place. He stays P3. 2.5 or so minutes to go. We still have a couple drivers who are yet to set a time. By a couple, I mean Killer going through turn 11. He is on a lap at the moment.
Which is invalid. Killer. killing us. That's fine. You should have enough time to go in the pit lane, refuel the car, get back out on track, hopefully.
It'll be close.
From the Renault pit, I think it's like a minute 45. Just about.
Mercedes will start his flying lap on the medium compounded tire with about 2 minutes left to go in the session. He's P12 at the moment with a 16.0. So if he can get into the top 10 on these medium compounded tire, that can set him up perfectly for the race after this qualifying session. Obviously, the strategy being soft to hard or medium hard, or even the reverse strategy, as you would so like to do back when you raced Tier 2.
Yeah, which the hard to medium, you gotta have the clean air for that to really work. I mean, if you get lucky like Chandler did on Thursday night, and, you know, be on those hards when it comes out, you can pit for the mediums and take them to the end from about lap 17 or 18. So.
This is the hammer time period for everyone as they all come out of the pits. We're going through turn, I believe that is 11. Yes, it is for Mercedes going down into turn 12 in the final couple of corners on the track. And behind him is going to be the racing point, I believe, of DXT Ishigo. And behind him is going to be McLaren of, I believe, Albina, because he's the only one out there. Mercedes going through 13, now into 14. Well, he needs a good qualifying, and he needs a top 10 start. Can he get there? He needs 8/10 to get there. He has gotten there, just though.
What does Ichigo do?
14.9.
Ichigo P11. 0.036 off of that top 10. As Bobino will start a lap.
Ginger's going to be the next one to start a lap in the Mercedes. He's bolted on the soft compound tire, 15.2 for top 10 position. He's about 3/10. I think that's doable on the soft compound tire. Going behind him, though, is going to be Unsighted Port, also on an out lap. Sweller has not come out of the box. He will stay P8 with a 14.7.
Bobina has invalidated the lap going down through turn 3. Cut a bit too much of that inside curb and does not have enough time to do another lap. And it's going to see Bobina starting at least P9. So we may see both McLaren starting outside the top 10 this weekend.
And here we go. Flag is up. Did Feta make the flag? No, it's probably not.
Feta did not make the flag.
Off. Yeah, I believe the timing's off, but I don't think Zanav is actually going to make the flag.
Zanav is not. Unless the glitch is back.
Probably will be. Zonic starts a lap. Skeppy goes around the final corner, I believe, to start a lap. Yes, he will. Ritzy starts a lap as well.
I'm gonna go pull up one someone's stream. I want to see if the time split. What is Zanav's gonna? Okay, so yeah, I believe
time's up. Zanav did not make the flag. Bobina is obviously out. Facedas is done a qualifying. Sweller's done a qualifying as well with Zeno in P12. Now it's going to be down for a fight for the wire. So there's going to be Ginger behind him going through 14 of Mercedes. He needs 3/10 for the top 10 position. He's P13.
Not gonna do the lap.
He backs out. Behind him is Unsighted. He's already on pole. He goes even faster.
3. Next will be Drunken Shamrock.
Shamrock going through turn 13. He had a poor debut. Can he get a little bit of redemption? He's P4 with a 14.1. He gets a 13.8. Stays P4.
Is Feta? Oh,
he doesn't improve his position, but he is only 19 thousandths off.
Killer's invalidated the lap again. Zonic goes P6. And that would be the end of quali as we wait for Ichigo and TGO Ramos to retire from the session.
Yes, it is. So going through on their best lap. The guys that made it through onto the mediums that have the best strategy in for the race in a few minutes' time is going to be Facedas on the medium, Bobina on the medium, and Sweller on the medium. Skeppy, Dazonic, Shamrock, Zanav, Ritzy, Feta, and Unsighted all on those soft compound tires. DXD down to Killer, all get a free choice of tire going into the Grand Prix.
Okay, well, now we wait for 30 seconds. Because I guess the Haas, which I don't know if that Haas is supposed to be here or not.
No, he's not supposed to be in.
Out my lobby.
This
Let's do
may
the
have to be
NFL.
a lobby restart here.
And
I got the screenshot for you to
I got the screenshot.
Well, we're probably going to have a lobby restart, but as for now, qualifying is over. Unsighted Port grabs the pole position for the Hungarian Grand Prix ahead of Feta Cheese, who was the winner last time out. Let's see if he can do it again. He was on second there. He's second once here again. Ritzy, P3. Zanav, P4. Shamrock, P5. Tazonic, P6. Skeppy, P7. Sweller, Bobina, Facetus. All three of those are on the mediums. They'll have a good strategy in for the race coming in a few minutes' time. DXC Ishigo P11, Zeno P12, 13th for Ginger, all three set on the medium compounded tire, and Killer could not set a Valentine and will be P14 on the grid.
I'm going to TikTok.
Alrighty then, so it's a dry race. So I believe we will still have a lobby restart. Yes, we will. So it will actually have to be...
I'll set it up.
Yep. Alright, so a lobby restart. Stay with us. We'll be right back. We'll have a technical issue, and we'll bring you the racing for the Tier 2 Championship at the Hungarian Grand Prix in a few minutes' time. Just stay with us, be patient, and we will get that to you as soon as possible. Light cloud the entire way, by the way. Taylor. Oh. Alright, it's all clear, by the way. Not light cloud. Skeppy was manipulating. Does not get light cloud. It's clear all the way. Spectate. Sweller, no. No one did. Oh, it was DXD. Yep, they already did that. Oh, someone left again. Apparently. Oh, Cheem was just... Okay, thanks. Feta. No, I haven't. Alright, we're gonna get it started again. What? Alrighty. Uh-oh. Yep,
There it is. I'll let it
Alright,
sit.
we're back.
Uh-oh.
We're back here at Hungary for Tier 2 in the Breakout Racing League Season 6, Hungarian Grand Prix Round 10. So let's run you through the order after a qualifying and a little bit of a lobby mishap. We're going through. On pole was Unsighted Port, ahead of Feta Cheese, our last week's winner at the British Grand Prix, ahead of the championship leader in Feta. Zanav in P4, Shamrock P5, Tazonix is going to be P6, Skeppy in P7. All those 7 drivers qualified on the soft compounded tire and must start on the soft compounded tire. Sweller in P8, Bobina P9, and Facetas P10. All 3 of those drivers have started on the mediums. So they will have a little bit of an advantage strategy-wise going through the rest of the top 10. Behind Facetas is going to be Ishigo in P11, Zeno in P12, Ginger in P13, and Killer rounding out the grid in P14. So those drivers get a free choice of tire and will have a full advantage. They can use whatever tire they want going through in this Grand Prix. Speaking of whatever tire, let's go look at the trusty friend, the race director, and see what exactly they're going for. At the moment, it looks like Ishigo's gone for the medium. Zeno's gone for the soft. Killer and Ginger have both gone for the medium. Actually, scratch that. Ginger has now gone for the hards. The only one at the moment.
Hey. Oh, I took a screenshot of the tires that they had on at the end of the session. I was looking at it, I was like, wait a minute.
Alrighty then, we're finally on the track.
Oh,
It's been a while. So here we are. Once again, let's go put the tires up once more. So everyone is on the correct compound tire. Yes, they are. So everyone in the free choice of tire bracket has gone for the harder tires, with the C4, C3, C2 being active for this Grand Prix, C4 being the soft, C3 being the mediums, and C2 being the hards. Ginger's the only one on the C2 at the moment, the hard white stripe compound tire, which is the slowest but the least degradative. But you have the balanced compound tire, which Killer and Zeno, Ishigo, Facetas, Bobina, Sweller, all of those drivers are on the C3, which is the balanced race spec tire, which has equal amounts of grip and durability, with the C4 going from Unsighted to Feta to Ritzy, Zanav, Shamrock, Tazonic, and Skeppy, all on that tire, which is the quickest, but it is the least durable. So let's see what these strategies play out ahead of the 35 laps here at the Hungarian Grand Prix and the Hungaroring. What do you predict? How many safety cars? What do you think the podium's going to be like? What do you think the strategy's going to be like?
I think we can kind of, I don't want to say guarantee. I definitely feel like Ritzy's going to be there at the end. And, you know, it's not a Tier 2 race without at least one safety car with 10 to go. So, that's my prediction. One safety car. I'm, like, almost certain we'll see Ritzy there at the end. But that's about it. I don't know who else could be up there. Probably Port and Feta. I'll say Port, Feta, Ritzy. Might as well. Because it's so hard to overtake here. You might as well take a top 3 in qualifying to be the top 3 in the race.
There you go. That's your prediction from Taylor. But now we have to pretty much leave it in the hands of the drivers. You can't make a race without actually driving in it. Well, here we are. Killer in the 14th grid position in his Renault on the medium compounded tire. Pulls up, and we go to the 5 red lights. A long wait because they haven't even gotten the red lights yet.
And we have. There they go.
And it's lights out. And away we go. That's a better start from the Alpha Tauri than you have of the Racing Point of Feta. Feta's already been swallowed up by both Ritzy and Zanav. Zanav down to T1, gets up into P2. Ritzy around the outside, a little bit of contact. That's going to be the Ferrari of Tazonic. There's a little bit of contact there. Shamrock down to P6, now down to P7. Skeppy's up to P6 again. Tazonic P5, Feta down to 4th. Ritzy from P2 with Zanav and Unsighted in P1. Ginger's down to P14. Killer's gone up a place, and both the McLarens have gone down 11 and 12.
Already. Bobina started 9th and is already down to 12th, so not the greatest start for the McLaren. But Zeno is up 1 position, so what's going on up front?
Sonic and Skeppy were kind of thinking about it, going for a move going into the turn 5 and 6. 6 and 7 chicane. Nothing happens of it. And let's go look at the position gained or lost. Go through the first half, or now through first 2 sectors. Zanav's gone up 2 positions. Feta's gone down 2. Tazonic, Skeppy both gone up 1. Shamrock's gone down 2. Facetas, Ishigo, and Ishigo and Zeno have gone up, all of them 1. Bobina's gone down 3. Killer has gone up 1. Ginger has gone down 1 as we go around turn 14 for the first time tonight.
Something I've already noticed. I checked the race track and just see, you know, if there was anything. Port's already on a warning. Same for Facetas, or Facetas. So you only get 3 warnings before you get a 3-second time penalty, which those can rack up quick here.
It's going to be a long race for penalty-wise. It's going to be one of the tracks. It's not as harsh as Austria and Britain was, but if you're not careful, it can be. And right there, turn 4 is the trouble spot for Unsighted, as you can possibly see, and the rest of the grid is definitely one place to watch out for when it comes to penalties indeed. Going through, obviously, the like we said over in the pre-race show before, in the qualifying session, it's quite difficult to overtake. It's notorious to have a little bit of difficulty since the dirty air of sectors 2 and 3. It's going to make overtaking hard and difficult in the first 2 laps, as now we've gone on to lap 3, and DRS will be enabled next time by, not this time by, since the DRS detection zone is right there as you pass the stall for turn 14. So Unsighted is once again safe for another lap. DRS will be enabled technically this lap, but it's not going to be activated until lap 4 because of the DRS zone exiting turn 14. So Unsighted from Zenav, it is a Honda 1-2 with Ritzy P3, Feta P4. It is pretty much almost like it was a week ago. Feta chasing Ritzy down for this time. Instead of P1, it is P3. Zonic P5, Skeppy P6. Agreed so far from him. Shamrock P7, some points so far for the Haas driver. Sweller P8, Facetas P9, Ishigo P10, the last points paying position with both McLarens and the fellow Renault-powered car of the actual Works Renault of Killer ahead of the Mercedes of Ginger on those hards.
Sweller is actually out of DRS at the moment from Drunken Shamrock, so he may get shuffled here a bit in these next couple laps. His face taste is going to be right behind him. See this? Yeah. Actually, Feta should be able to go for a move, possibly, depending on how far out Ritzy falls from Zenav.
It's possible. He's definitely close, about 3, almost, actually less than 3 tenths going in.
He will have the DRS, but will not have the slipstream.
He won't?
He'll have the DRS, but not the slipstream.
He's out of the DRS zone from Zenav, but will Feta get down? Thinking about it, possible, looking. He's going to have DRS again for the run down into turn 2. A little bit of a wheel spin for the racing point. Ritzy gets a better exit and will pretend, or actually, defend that position going down into turn 2.
How was Tazonic? I'm pretty sure Tazonic was like 7 tenths back going into sector 3. Now he's 1.5 out. He made a mistake coming through the final corner.
3-second time penalty for Facetas. That is the first one of the night. We said warnings are going to be crucial to get minimum of. It's not as difficult as Austria and Britain like we stated, but it still can catch you out. So that's going to be applied to the end of his race time for multiple warnings and exceeding track limits. Right now, the gaps between first, second is kind of growing a bit. 8 tenths of a second between Unsighted and Zenav. Ritzy is hanging on just about, though, with the DRS of the Red Bull driver, with the Racing Point driver, Feta trying to catch and pass as he's right underneath the...
So he actually locked up that left front. That's going to kick him out of the DRS range. Or no. Okay. I guess the interval is a bit off, because on my screen he was 1.03 out. And he still got it.
Ritzy doesn't have DRS again.
On my screen he has DRS, but he's not using it. That's weird. What's happening?
Going through, he'll try again like a lap ago. But this time, Feta's not as close as he was a lap ago. Ritzy trying to defend and hold on for that final podium spot as he's trying to face off against Zenav and Unsighted ahead of him. His championship driver, Bobina, right now is in P12, so if as it stands, Ritzy will grab about, a 15-point advantage. On top of his already 7, there'll be a 22-point advantage going through to P2.
Oh, face taste might look for a move into the back chicane. No, he's going to think better of it. Just keeping around back here on all the medium runners.
Oh, what is this happening here? That is going to be DXD and Zeno, I'm sorry. Going through, Zeno passes the Racing Point and up into P10 of the points, paying positions. 1 point for the McLaren driver on those mediums. I saw that at the corner of my eye and glad I did it. So that is going through, and it's going to be a difficult part to overtake. Obviously, going through Sector 2, a lot of dirty air and downforce dependent. So he got that done pretty easily.
Feta does not get the run. I don't think Feta's going to get here before the end of the straight. Or it's going to be close. That's gonna go around the outside. It may almost a little bit of contact. Ritchie will get there. No, Ritchie Feta will get the DRS back. Go down the inside, going into turn 2. Does lock up the left front a bit, but ooh, Ritchie's gonna hang it around there. Oh, never mind. They made it. Okay. I thought Feta turned in on it for a moment. Yeah, we're good.
Yeah, I thought it was a little bit of contact, but thankfully they keep it going. So Feta's now up into the points, or the podium spots, like his teammate was dropped out of the points paying positions. Feta's now in the podium paying positions. That's a lot of difficult words to put together in one sentence. Anyway, so from Ritzy, Dozonic, Skeppy, the 3 Ferrari, or actually no, I'm sorry, with Shamrock as well. All 4 Ferrari-powered cars are in a train from 4th to 7th. Just thought I would point that out there, but Zweller is right on the back of Shamrock. He's actually closed in quite a significant amount.
Actually, yeah, the mediums will be quicker than the softs here.
So this is where the pit stops may come into play. Will we see anyone try to bite the bullet
Yes,
onto the hards? I saw Dozonic in.
I don't think anybody else followed, no. Nobody else followed. Make sure, yep, Dozonic will be going on those hard compound tires. So he should be able to take those to the end. They may not be the prettiest tires, but they will make it.
So he's going to be the first one trying to bite the bullet. Unsighted has gotten 1.1 ahead of Sanav in P2. 1.4 separates the Red Bull driver from the racing point of Feta, and Ritzy's trying to hold on to that DRS 9/10 of a second to the car in front. Speaking of the car in front, now he has a 4-second advantage to the car in front. And Skeppy and Shamrock.
Okay.
All 3 of them got warnings in the same corner. Well, I was going to say Skeppy was in a good position, but now Skeppy has his penalty, and now Shamrock has a penalty, so that puts Sweller in a good position.
Yeah, but that puts him, well, Sweller effective P5. I don't think he's within 3 seconds of Ritzy.
We'll figure it out so far. There's still about, what, 27 or so laps to go.
Yeah.
This will be the prime spot. Will we see anyone go into the box this time?
Or won't. Zinav will. Feta stays out, Ritzy will bite. Skeppy will obviously stay out. Shamrock will stay out. That'll put Shamrock under attack from Sweller. Going down the straightaway. Both of them using overtake. But with that slipstream and DRS, Sweller should be able to clear Shamrock. Yep. He will make the move stick and oh never mind, I thought face takes was close here for Cetus. I need to stop.
Well, like you said, Sweller got past Shamrock for the 4th place spot on those mediums. Right now, the mediums looking a little bit better pace-wise than the softs. The softs obviously are starting to fall off. Behind him, Shamrock's not done. Facetus is now onto the back of him. Lap 8 here, so the softs may be towards the end of their window. Possibly see a lot of these guys like Unsighted, Feta, Skeppy, Shamrock. They should come in this time by. I mean, if not, they're going to lose a lot of time to the undercut.
I'm on board with Sinam right now, and the lap's looking pretty well.
Yes, he is. He's using the power.
Oh, Feta.
Indeed. Feta's gotten a 3-second time penalty. So he's one of many drivers actually in the top 10, 5 total, that has a 3-second time penalty applied to his time. Unsighted Port is into the box as well as Feta. Both leaders come in. I believe Skeppy is also in. Yes, he is.
Question is, will anybody get held here? Alpha Torque pit box is before the racing point. It comes down to if Scappy's gonna hold them. Oh, Feta barely escapes through.
It's close between those two. Now we have Shamrock going in as well. All those drivers putting on the hards. Zanav's gonna jump. Feta, is he gonna jump Unsighted? It's gonna be close.
And we wheel to wheel, as he will
around the outside. He's gonna get it.
Oh no, they're still. Oh, never mind. Port's behind him now. Port's gonna send it
down
though.
into turn 2. Port's gonna try to go for the inside. He can't get it.
Deep. That will work out. Nav now takes the lead of the race. Which Ritzy actually gained about 5-6 tenths from that on Feta. I don't know what the gap was before.
That's going to be detrimental, by the way, because Zanav, obviously, Unsighted Port and Zanav both were without penalties going into the box, and Unsighted was about a 1.1 ahead of Zanav, and now Zanav has jumped him, showing the power of the undercut hitting earlier and getting those the tires that are fresher, more grippier to their advantage. obviously, Zenav has taken advantage of that completely. He's now into the provisional lead of the race.
Now you just have first or sixth who are gonna ride on those mediums probably for another 6 or 7 laps before they go and pit for those hards. And then you have Ginger, who's currently trucking it out on the hards. He didn't stay in the DRS like I think he wanted to. He fell out of the DRS and now he's currently riding 4 seconds off the Killer.
Going through, there's a little bit of a train forming here between Feta, Zeno, DXD, Lobina, and Killer, as they both dropped off from Sweller up front, 1.1 seconds and 4 seconds ahead of Ginger in the Mercedes here, with Zenav closing up. Obviously, he's going to have a little bit more grip. By a little bit, I mean a lot of more grip than the Mercedes of Ginger, so he will probably get past sooner than later, but that's the thing, is it's going to be difficult to overtake regardless, even if you have fresher tires, so it's going to be a real trick of these guys. That's why the medium runners are going to be pretty crucial to keep this train going as fast as humanly possible, because they can try to go in overcuts with these guys on those softs if possible. If not, it's going to be a hard way to get back.
Oh, there's Zeno's penalty. I just saw he was on 2 warnings, so didn't want to say anything to jinx him, but the penalty ended up coming a couple corners later. She's actually fallen off quite a bit from Mercedes.
He has now. He lost about a 10th or so last lap last time by, and it looks like actually Zenav's gained about. Look at this train starting to form. Zenav's trying to break the slipstream in tow from Unsighted port behind. Port's actually into the clutches of Feta, who is also in the DRS clutches of Ritzy.
Ritzy's just a 10th and a half out. Ritzy's almost there. He just needs he needs either these guys, feed each other dirty air through Sector 2, or he needs to have a really good Sector 2 and 3. Oh, Facetas
is giving another 3-second time penalty.
Wait, that is a second. Oh.
That is a second. That is 6 seconds added to his race time, which is going to be a lot harder in terms of the entire race at a glance. There's more time to make up at a street at a circuit that is almost reminiscent of a street circuit, thus than a Monaco without the barriers.
Facetas is almost in DRS range of Sweller now. Zeno's right there, still on the cusp. Zeno will stay within DRS, but Facetas will not. As Killer actually pits kinda early on the mediums. Is he 2-stopping? Or is he just pitting? No, he's pitting for the hards.
So Killer onto the hards. He's going to try to make it work on an early pit for the medium, see if he can try to undercut some of the medium runners, which could be possible. Obviously, he was behind the medium train, so undercutting, getting these hards to go a little bit faster than maybe the guys on the mediums at the moment. So let's see how that strategy works out for Killer in the Renault.
He will have a couple seconds of clean air in front of him, so.
Yes, he will. He's actually not that far off of Shamrock. Was at 2.6, which was compared to a pretty significant gap before he actually came into the box. So the medium strat has so far worked a bit. But Facetas has actually gained up on Sweller a little bit too. He's now within 0.8 of a second going through turn 11 now. And he's actually gapped the McLaren of Zeno 1.1 seconds as the medium's starting to age a little bit.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's about this point to where Ginger should be around the same pace, maybe a little quicker than the medium runners. But yeah, the hards should be coming in here. Maybe quicker than the mediums.
Well, DXT's been looking a little squirmy, but looks like he's going to be a little racy now. Zeno defends to the right-hand side, around the outside of turn 1, the Racing Point and the McLaren. This is the constructors' fight you want to see. DXT will get the second bite of the cherry. He'll have the DRS going down into turn 2. The inside line going down into turn 2 will go up a little bit deep, lock up, a little bit of wheel banging going through, but he will get up and past and back through the McLaren of Zeno that Zeno took from him a couple laps earlier.
So I believe that may have also been a warning for Zeno for extending turn 3.
May have been.
Or turn 4, actually.
He already has a penalty. going through. Let's actually go look up at. Actually, no, this is the closest. This train. Whoa! It's a snap from DXD exiting turn 9. He now leads both McLarens in a little train like it was almost in Britain a week ago when it was 2 Red Bulls and 2 McLarens. Well, the McLarens have once again found each other on track, and once again Zeno has a penalty and Bobina does not.
As Ichigo makes a late move to the pit lane.
So does Bobina.
Bobina? Oh, he responded to... I think Bobina committed to the pit lane and he saw it.
So he's obviously trying to cover off DXD, and Zeno's going to have to go 1 lap longer on those little bit of worn mediums going through and trying to kind of split the strategy to try to go put DXD under
Shamrock
pressure.
may get them.
Sonic's through. He
Yeah,
will.
Shamrock
It's going to
will
be
get them.
close. Yeah, he will.
Alright, so that leaves Cetus, Weller, and Zeno on the mediums. Ginger.
Hiller's actually gained a bit of time, by the way, on Bobina and DXD. So I don't know how exactly that's going to go play out in the rest of it when it comes to Zeno, Facetus, and Sweller. Well, these guys obviously are going to have to pit pretty soon.
Killer will actually have DRS this lap if he maintains this gap until we get to Sector 3. Which may help him. Yeah, Zenav will be.
Going through, that is an Alpha Tower boxing. Faceta stays out. Zeno is going to go into pits as well.
Zeno missed the pit lane.
Did he actually miss the pit lane? He did miss the pit lane.
Hot. He took it in too hot and locked up both his front tires. Almost hit the pit wall.
Well, Sweller's going to be on to those hard compounded tire. The Mercedes may be safe for the time being. Yes, he is. He's going to try to defend. There's just not enough space for Zenav to even come close to that. But going into turn 2, will he have another chance? Another DRS zone for the Red Bull. But he's just not close enough. Obviously, it's not really a corner you can dive bomb as much on as you could in turn 1. So Zenav's going to stay behind him for another lap.
Sweller will come out behind Skeppy. Zeno gets a second penalty. I believe he actually got a warning for cutting that pit line.
He may have. Look at this, though. DXD's actually gotten past Shamrock. So
Skeppy gets a second time penalty as well. That's going to hurt him. Yes, so currently, Mercedes, Zeno, and Skeppy are the only... Those are the 3 drivers that have 2 3-second time penalties.
It's going to be difficult for them to obviously have a track advantage on the guys they are going against due to those 3, actually in those cases, 6 seconds being applied to their race time.
Mercedes and Zeno.
Stay out, and both the final medium runners come into box. So Zenav will be now provisional P2 as now overtakes both medium runners. He's going to have the DRS. He's going to be closing on the Mercedes in front. It's fresher mediums versus the older mediums down the inside for the Red Bull. He's going to grab it, try and gets it, squeeze the Mercedes out wide, and will get into the actual lead of the race.
Which Port will not be able to. Port won't be able to get an advantage from this. Zenav will now have clean air, and Port will be stuck up behind Ginger on the old hards. Actually, he's going to be ambitious.
He's going to try to go for it.
Oh, bit of contact. Made Ginger cut the corner a tiny bit, but no harm, no foul.
Well, as long as Port is stuck behind Ginger, that is the more time that Zenav can pull away from the Alpha Tauri and try and make a gap. If he can make a gap as long as he possibly can, that can defend against possible time penalties or even DRS, as it is difficult to pass if it takes him longer to catch the car in front. His tires will be more worn and he will not have as much to fight. Go look at Verstappen in the Bahrain Grand Prix. It's similar there. And with that being said, he's already had a second gap.
It's actually going to be interesting too, because you have Ritzy and Feta right here as well. Ritzy's on the back of Feta, pretty close. Feta fell off a bit from Port.
Feta's, I mean, it looks like both of them are pretty even down the straightaway and cannot get any moves done there. Close to the back of the rear wing of the racing point goes Ritzy, championship leader, battling the driver he was taking the win out of.
Or actually, oh, Ichigo.
What happened here?
I'm pretty sure Scappy just got shuffled out 3 wide from Facetus, Sweller, and Ichigo. He just lost
How
3
did I
spots.
miss that?
I don't know. I saw positions changing. I saw Scappy lose 2 spots. I was like, oh, it might be 3 wide, but I did not see it.
Another in that note, Port's actually gotten past Ginger as well. 1.5 seconds. That's the gap between Zinav and Port, with about 18 and actually 17 and a half laps to go. So there's still possible time for Port to go catch down the Red Bull driver.
Now it comes down to Feta and Ritzy, who have to maneuver him. Oh, Feta sends it going down through turn 12.
Ooh, contact still between Ritzy and Feta. Feta's still going to try to go for it. He's trying to get past Ritzy as fast as possible and trying to get past Ginger down the straight. He's going to grab the DRS that Ginger does not have and pull to the right-hand side and going to be up and through into actual P3.
No, Ritzy won't be able to make anything from this. It's actually Ginger.
Mercedes late on the brakes. He could actually grab it.
He could actually get it around the outside of turn 2. Ooh, Smoke Ginger gives him a squeeze. Ritzy should be able to do this around the outside. Yeah, which he will complete the move at the exit of turn 2. Oh, as we have Killer off. Killer's off at the exit of turn 1.
He has no right side front wing, so that'll be a trip to the pit lane. Probably suit for a set of medium compound tires to go to the end of the Grand Prix.
Killer was having a pretty decent run. He was at the back of that whole DRS train. So, if there was a big incident, he could have made up a lot of spots from it, but... Because he had a pretty... He didn't have the best qualifying either. I don't think he got a valid lap in. Now it's just gone from bad to worse. Now having to pit a new front wing.
Yes, it has indeed, and it's unfortunate. So hopefully Killer can.
It was Ginger pits.
And try to. He does pit. Yes, he does. So he's going to go on to the mediums. The end of the Grand Prix, take about 16 laps.
Mercedes may look for a move in turn 1. He will. Bit of contact.
Ooh. There they are. Mercedes will go up in 25.
Actually,
so no,
I said it was going to be Port Feta Ritzy. I was kind of right.
Yeah, I mean, almost.
There's still
you got 2 out of the 3.
Laps.
Yeah, there's still 16 laps to go, and Ritzy's not too far away from Feta. But in that note, Port's actually lost about 2/10 or 3/10 now from whenever he originally was finally past the Mercedes of Ginger. So Feta's actually gained quite a bit. The last lap, he's fallen back quite a bit. This lap, about 0.3 of a second. He was 1.1 behind him a lap ago. A lockup between both drivers actually going to 13. It looks like that doesn't stunt them. Going into 14. Ritzy will have DRS. Feta won't. So will Ritzy try to make a move here? Feta is going to try to defend.
He does have the battery advantage.
Here he goes. The right-hand side for the Alfa Romeo on the racing point. It's like battling a week ago at Britain. This time
Feta's going to go for a
Feta will
switchback.
actually have to fight. He's going to try to go for it, though. Ritzy will have DRS again.
Yeah, not having DRS on that second straight, it's a killer. Especially to get overtaken through turn 1.
I mean, it's the same DRS technical point, so it's really unfortunate, really.
Yeah. Because he could have fought it back if he had the DRS, but... nothing you can do.
It's almost reminiscent of the Mexico turn 1 in... actually, the first and second DRS straight, as Shamrock's been given a 3-second time penalty.
It's his second one as well.
So that means everyone has a 6 except for Killer, Feta, and Ritzy. That's all the drivers who have penalties. Everyone who doesn't have penalties, that means an Avport, Sonic Sweller, and DXD.
Oh,
and
as soon as you say it.
Speaking of that, speaking of that, DXD now has a 3-second time penalty that will be applied to his race time. Bobina doesn't have a penalty or Ginger as well, so just going to keep that in mind. About 15 or so laps to go as we start lap 21.
No, I'm looking at the positions gained right now. Facetus is the biggest winner. He's up 5 positions, starting 10th up to 5th, and then Drunken Shamrock's the biggest loser right now, from 5th to 11th. You also have Ichigo and Zinav up 3. So.
Indeed, that's going to be Bobina past Skeppy, actually. I'm sorry, yeah, now that's gone the other way around.
Still so side by side. Ooh, Bobina's going to be able to do it around the outside.
So he'll go up into 9th. That's going to be 2 points for McLaren. And right now, they're going to be losing some points to Racing Point in the constructor's side, but I don't think that's what they care about. They have a championship to win. Right now, Bobina will actually lose about, 13 points to Ritzy, put the gap at 20, which will be hard to claw back. But Bobina's been on a hot streak as of late with 3 straight podium finishes. So we'll see if he can claw that back today. So 14, and not technically 3/4 of it, actually. 13 and a quarter left to go. Tried to be all I guess accurate, but still messed up with that one.
No.
Zanav's actually been reeled in, actually a decent amount.
Yeah, Port's close, about 6/10 from the last time we jacked.
Yes, he has. He's now 1.5.
Oh, but Ritzy's actually closing.
Yes, he has. Looks like the switch between Feta and Ritzy has actually improved a bit. Ritzy's gained about 5/10. Zeno's past Shamrock for the battle.
Ginger
for,
fast lap.
P11.
I had to go check to see where Racing Point was. That is gaining 12. Ichigo's gaining 4. They're gaining 14 points right now, so I'll put them 9 behind at the moment.
Wow. That's a pretty close gap right there. We could possibly see quite a big fight and a colossal scrap between the Racing Point and McLaren teams going through. We still have about, 7 Grand Prix after this one.
Mm-hmm. Around that.
So it'll be quite a fight indeed.
Do the math in my head.
Going through, we have some pretty significant Grand Prix after this one. We have Spa next week, we have a break week, and then we go to Monza, the Temple of Speed. Then we head over to the streets of Singapore, which is a great circuit and a great Grand Prix indeed. Then we'll head over to the historic track at Suzuka for the Japanese Grand Prix. Sweller has actually gone past Sonic for 6. Look at this fight.
Even up to the
DXD.
inside. Oh, Ichigo actually. Ichigo was gonna have a Sen going down into turn 2. If I make a stick. Oh.
He's been given a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Going through, look at DXD. He's going to try to fight it. Obviously, does not get the best runs through 4, but with the nature of turn 5, it just wasn't happening.
Oh, wait.
Hold on to P7.
Newsflash. Battle for P2.
Ooh.
Ritzy's closed the gap and is now within DRS range, and Port's actually, all that time he gained, he's lost to Zinav.
He has indeed. That's now 1.9 to 2 seconds. So he lost about, 5/6 that last lap.
Actually,
into the clutches of the Alfa Romeo.
I saw this at the start of the race, but I didn't want to say anything about it. Zinav is still at yellow fuel, which means that he underfueled the car quite a bit. I'd say right about around this time, if you put minus a lap of fuel in the car, you should be okay. You should be back to positive. So either he's burning more fuel than... Well, I mean, he can probably save it. But Christina does have the 2-second buffer. But if I was him, I'd kind of be a little bit... I wouldn't feel very comfortable with having negative fuel.
Ritzy almost had a huge snap of the exit of turn 5. He saved it, but he's going to lose a bit of time on Unsighted in front. Actually, that's going to put Feta into this DRS train about a half a second back. So it's going to be a 3-way fight for second. Looks like Unsighted just cannot get to grips with these hards at the moment.
I'm going to check.
He's trying to go chase down Zanav.
Which, yeah, Port's only on 1 warning, which that penalty will matter. Seeing that Feta and Ritzy are both on 3 seconds.
Well, I saw in the corner of my eye about going through turn 4, DXT and Zonic had a scrap, and Zonic is now actually behind the racing point of DXT Ichigo. So that scrap has now gone in favor of the racing point.
Bobina may have a look. Never mind. Bobina didn't get the run of the final corner. I think he wanted. Everybody's kind of a bit spaced out. Obviously, they're still within DRS range, but no one's really super close.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's due to the nature of the circuit, really, where the overtaking is extremely difficult, especially with turn 4 all the way to 11. It's hard to overtake.
Oh, Skeppy gets 9 seconds. I saw Ichigo getting a bit close. I thought he was going to go for a move through back chicane, but I think he fell off a little bit. Going through turn 5.
Yeah, half a second behind, a little bit more now due to the dirty air. But, I mean, it seems like there's not enough overtaking opportunities on the circuit. It's such a fun circuit to drive in, but it's just, for racing,
it's very
just
frustrating.
Yeah, it does. I mean, you get the best run out of the corner, and they just, I only have to deploy battery in 2 places, really, to defend, and you just can't get past it.
As Tazonix now out of DRS from Ichigo. So that should put Bobina.
Nice, Bobina.
Skeppy's a bit far back to capitalize on this.
Bobina's a little bit too far back to capitalize, but he may try to look for it. He's going to look to the inside down, late braking to turn 1. The McLaren is going to go up and wheel to wheel, side by side, going into turn 2. The Ferrari's going to have better traction around the outside of turn 2. A little bit of contact. Wheel banging again, no damage done. McLaren of Bobina is now up into 8th.
Yes. Oh, that's gonna hurt. Mercedes gets another time penalty. As Skeppy's out.
Yellow flag. Skeppy's out of the race.
He wrecked at the. Just no left rear tire. Down at the exit of turn 4. He hit the right side wall. I like the entry of 5.
He did what Ginger did in qualifying.
I think he's far enough off track where there will be no safety car. Yeah, as that already cleared.
They are cleared it. So no safety car, and we go completely green. 2.4 seconds is the gap between Zanav and Port. 0.8 of a second is the gap between Port and Ritzy. Ritzy has about that same gap to Feta.
Ichigo's 5/10 back going down the straightaway. He may have a look going down in the turn 2.
On the brakes. He's gonna go for it. No, he's not.
Yeah, he won't get there going down in the turn 2. But Zeno may have a look. Sonic had DRS. So no action on this lap as Ritzy's still there.
Well, I'd like to point out, with that retirement from Skeppy, it actually puts Zeno into the point, so both McLarens will score at the moment. Ginger's actually closed up quite a bit, so so that
puts him and Ichigo in.
Mercedes may not mean as much.
Mercedes will still have to pull another 2.5 seconds. So, yeah. That penalty may make a difference, maybe not.
It may.
It will make a difference, though, on the battle between him and Ichigo.
Yes, it will. That one is going to be pretty major. So if DXT can try to pull up and stay behind Sweller, and Sweller tries to pull up with Sadis, DXT may grab a free position here.
Looking at it now, Bobina is currently sitting 5th. If the race was to finish this lap, Bobina is sitting P5. With Ichigo, Sweller, and Mercedes. Which Mercedes is going to fall into 10th. Actually, no, because Zeno has 2 penalties. Mercedes is currently P9.
Oh, that's not good.
That's big.
Unsighted has made a mistake cutting turn 4. That now puts him at 3 seconds indeed. So now the gap was no longer there.
It's no longer a battle for 3rd, it's a battle for 2nd.
So if Ritzy can get past Unsighted and Feta can follow through, because Feta looks like he has some pace. If he can get it Yes, he has. Look, his tires may be struggling or through the effects of dirty
Oh,
air.
it should
Regardless, no, he should go
go at the X or
as a 6.
turn 9 or turn 10. It's turn 9 or turn 10. It's one of the two.
Well, the flat right or almost flat
It
right.
was the no, the flat right's turn 11. It's at turn 9, I think.
Yeah.
The second right, or the
Oh,
left.
look at
Then
Ritzy
the
and
right.
Unsighted. Here we go.
Oh, is he going for a move?
Keep on the brakes for Ritzy. Unsighted's going to cut him
I don't
off.
think he's
Ritzy's going to
gonna-
have the
Oh,
DRS.
actually, he
He's going
will
to be a
get
lot
those
closer
blind.
this time.
Oh!
Oh, contact into the grass. Down for turn 2. Ritzy's going to get it, though. Switch back for the Alpha Tauri. Unsighted's going to keep it. A little bit more contact. Ritzy's going to try to hold it there for 3. Now up into the 4.
Not a... I don't know about that. We'll have to see what happens after this. I don't think that's a... Like... Oh!
Oh! He saves
Oh,
it.
poor
Feta goes
Feta
out
has to
wide.
go.
They avoid the collision.
What is happening? Why is it always tier
This is
2?
what a tier 2 race is. You have to get acclimated to it. Anything can happen, and you just cannot close your
what
eyes. You think it's a little bit of a lackluster
Zeno
race, and then
Tazonic.
everything starts popping off.
Oh! Zeno and Tazonic just made contact going through the back chicane.
Oh, Zeno is actually around, I
Yeah,
think.
Zeno... Well, they
yes,
had contact going into the chicane, and... Like, Zeno hit Tazonic's left rear, and it threw Zeno off.
Well, that's actually going to put Shamrock and Ginger in enticing, I guess,
Actually,
motivation.
Ginger's technically in the points.
Yeah, Ginger is. He has no penalties, plus those mediums. He actually could probably close on these guys with
Mhm.
about 5 laps to go or so.
Now, the battle in these last
Ritzy's
5
actually fallen
laps
out of
will be if
DRS.
Ritzy... I mean, yeah, I'd believe if Ritzy fell out of DRS, especially after his save through turn 5.
DXT and Sweller, they've gone through. They're going to fight for P6. DXT to the left-hand side. He has the DRS. He went down the outside, couldn't grab it.
Oh.
There in turn 2.
I think
Turns
he
it a
turned
little
in
early,
bit,
but it
yeah.
looks like he's going
He's
to run
gonna
out
make a
wide.
stick.
But slide to the right, and he's going to keep P6.
Now,
If
Bobina's
not,
here
trying
now.
to go up. Bobina is here. That fight between McLaren and Racing Point now is spicing up a little bit more. Obviously, Bobina doesn't have any penalties, though.
Yeah. Gonna be interesting.
2 seconds. So Unsighted has actually started to climb back at Zanab a little bit.
And Ritzy's trying to claw that gap back, but it's gonna be difficult. Especially with Feta. Right there. Still in DRS.
Going through, we've seen a lot of, I guess, a lot of pace as of late from the Racing Point of Feta.
Sweller made a mistake.
Yes, he has. That's actually probably going to open the door for Bobina. But no, Sweller also has DRS. DXC trying to, I guess, break the toe a bit. Towery trying to pull away.
Oh.
Look at Bobina thinking about it late on the brakes, but there was just not a hole there. He's trying to get Sweller to a little bit of a dummy almost, trying to think he can go dive down the inside and kind of just float his line a little bit so he can try to go and make it.
Oh, it's a yellow.
Flag,
It's
and that is
Tazonic.
going to be Tazonic, I think.
Yeah.
It is Tazonic. He's
And
actually gone down
Tazonic
to
lost it out of turn 1.
10.
I think those
Does not have
hards are...
damage.
I think those hards are finally... Like, at their limit. He's been on for 23 laps.
Look at those left front. Look at that left front tire. You can see the graining. The gray patch on the left-hand side is definitely showing the age
Yeah,
of that
that's gonna be
tire.
the tire that's gonna wear the most out of all of them. The tire's definitely seen better days. It's Ritzy, the gap's just getting larger. His port's actually closing it down.
Yes, he is actually.
Zinab still... Wait! Zinab still hasn't saved the amount of fuel. He's still yellow. And he only has 4 laps to do it. I don't know how much he's negative, but he's yellow right now on his fuel mark, on his fuel indicator. With Port, yeah, he's already lost. Port's gained 2 tenths.
I think he's trying to
Oh,
save.
there. Oh no, it's still there.
I think he's just teetering. He's on the teetering edge of saving enough fuel, but once again, he doesn't need to. I mean, he just needs to stay within 3 seconds.
Well, I mean,
of
it depends on how much he's negative. Because, like, if you're half a lap negative, you've really got to start saving. But I don't know how much he's negative. That could be, I mean, oh, Feta gets a second
And there
penalty.
goes Feta's chance of a podium.
Yep. So I'm gonna actually check Ritzy's penalties just for this. I believe
While you're at it,
Ritzy's
check
on...
Zinev's.
Ritzy's on, I believe, 2 warnings. Zinev's on 2 as well.
This could actually get down to the wire here, because if he does not grab this, if he does not save enough fuel and gets a time penalty, it's now will be for the race.
Actually, he's on 1% of battery, so he's trying. I think he's even running lean on the straightaways. Like, he's using all of his battery that he can.
He's doing everything he can, and he obviously had a great
But he
debut.
actually got around slower. We missed that.
Yes, he has. So Bobina's up into P7. So what would that put him? Let's go look at the gaps.
It's, I believe it's still, yeah, it's still P5. Right? Yeah. P5.
Barely though. Actually, no.
Well, it'd be 17
It's pretty
seconds.
Yeah, it's pretty safe.
Right now, actually, Mercedes is only gonna drop down to 7th. Or no, he won't.
It's
It'll be 6th.
yeah,
Because if you're
no, maybe 8th. Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah, Sweller. Actually. Yeah.
Ooh, that's a big thing.
Close.
He's in the clear. Zenev has saved enough gas.
He saved enough gas, but I mean, he's now put port right there on the range of DRS.
He doesn't need to.
I know, but
As long as he stays on the
two
track,
warnings.
that is perfect enough.
So, yeah, you never know.
It's going to be a trial by fire for Zenev, as a week ago he almost got his first podium. Now he's on the trotting edge to grabbing the first Grand Prix victory. Sammy Zuit from Unsighted, fighting behind. Unsighted has been pretty quick over the course of the season so far, obviously putting them at Baku and the win in Austria just as some of the highlights. He's had some pretty quick qualifying days and just has not been able to, I guess, recreate some of those days consistently. Well, now here he is. He fought back at Britain. He's fighting back here. He's going to try to see if he can do everything in his power to, I guess, rebound in the championship. That he lost some of those early points from some of the mistakes in some of the early Grand Prix, but he's going to fight back. 1.3 seconds the gap between him and the Red Bull as Zenev as he go on now to the final lap of the Grand Prix.
He's only got 14 corners to go. 14. That's it.
Well, we have could be a maiden Grand Prix victory from a driver in the lead. We could have a second-time winner behind, or we could have a first time in the season behind. We don't know. Right now the podium stands Zenev, Port, Ritzy, and Feta is right behind Ritzy, though, so he's not that safe yet.
I believe Ritzy is 1 warning away from another penalty.
Could be. So if that is the case, it all comes down to now. We have about 10 more corners to go for the leaders as we go now into Sector 2 for the final time. Just no mistakes is what Zenev's been saying in his mind.
It's right.
1.9, he's actually improved again.
Right here, okay, and then turn 11. These are the 2. Yep, he should be fine.
Stays valid. Perfect.
Should be fine.
Well,
keyword should. Please, Zenev.
We like to joke a race ago, that Red Bull just could not grab that first podium position for both their drivers in Furcho and in Zenev. But it will finally come today. Zenev around the final corner. He will win the Hungarian Grand Prix in Tier 2 and a first Grand Prix victory in BRL. Unsighted P2, Ritzy will be P3.
It should go
Feta
2
P4,
tenths out.
Facetas crosses the line, P5.
It should go
DXD
it's 2 tenths out.
will be P6.
Fifth
No, he's not. He's going to be P8.
8.
So Bobina P5, Sweller P6, Facetas P7,
Which actually,
DXD P8.
Ginger got a penalty.
Actually,
that's going to knock him out of the points.
P11.
Oh, I saw he got a penalty, but it didn't register in my mind. He got it with like I think 3 corners to go as well. Damn.
Wow.
All right. Is enough
Well,
Port
we have
Ritzy?
yes, we have now another new Grand Prix victor in Tier 2, and we have one that is leading the championship still that is yet to win. Ritzy, I bet, will be disappointed to say at the slightest, because going into this race, obviously we said that he won Season 5. This is also the track he's been very excited to go at and try to grab that victory at. He likes the track, just wasn't enough. P3 today, he's not going to be happy, I can tell you that now. Driver of the day goes Bobina, and that is one that is deserved, obviously.
Up 4 positions, I believe.
I believe it was his P9. He could not make it to the flag, but because of staying on the track, he grabbed a couple of positions, put himself in 5. He had another good day, limiting the points lost. About, what, 5? It's lost to Ritzy, going to so the gap will be 12.
Which I actually believe. Or no, Racing Point still closes. Actually, they don't close as much. Feta scores 2 more points, then. Actually, the gap's 18 now, going into.
So they gained only what?
5. They gained
No,
5 points.
Well, the constructors is heating up, and the drivers is starting to cool off just a tad bit with the consistency of Ritzy. Well, going through, Zinav wins the Hungarian Grand Prix ahead of Unsighted, ahead of Ritzy, ahead of Feta, ahead of Bobina, with Sweller P6, Facetas P7, Ishigo P8, P9 for Brzanic, and Zeno grabbing the last point paying position. Ginger grabs P11, P12 for Shamrock, P13 for Killer, grabs the fastest lap while at it, but since he was not in the top 10, he does not grab that points paying position. And we lost Skeppy before, I believe it was turn 4, exiting with about, what, 15, 16 to go. So that will be it from on track. Do you have Zinav and Ritzy?
Yeah, I invited him.
All right.
I don't know if Zenab will join. We'll see.
Let me look. Let me see, because he might have the same issue as Luis. Well, while we're at it, might as well go ahead and start with C and with Unsighted as we wait and see if Zinav will come join us in the booth. So, Taylor?
I got it. Alright. So, Ritzy. You told me on Thursday night this was your race to lose. You beat me. And I know you like this track. You started, I believe it was 3rd. How did the race go in your eyes? So, the gap in the championship between you and Bobino will now be 12 points. How do you see that battling going on into next week? Or our break week? Ritzy? Oh, did you not hear me? I said the gap between you and Bobino is now 12 points. How do you see that going into Belgium? I don't think I have anything else with Catcher does for you.
Well, I mean, it's another Grand Prix and another missed victory indeed, but another podium. It's just more consistency from you, which is what we didn't see from you last season. Obviously, last season was when you grabbed your first win and you started your consistency streak. So now that you're halfway through the season and obviously leading the championship with the consistency you have, do you think, is there anyone that could possibly stand in your way going through? Obviously, 12 points is not considerably guaranteed, but do you think if you keep this up, you could possibly grab the championship? Well, thank you for your time here in the podium interviews, and once again, congrats on your podium and another great race from you. So Taylor, take it away with Unsighted.
Poor. P2.
Yo.
Not bad. You started on pole. I'm assuming you wanted to win. How did it go in your eyes?
Yeah. My only regret is I kind of messed up on my in lap, and that's the only reason Zinav got me. I mean, we were side by side into turn one when I was coming out of the pits, but he just had more momentum. That was really frustrating. Once I was in his dirty air, there was nothing I could really do. Yeah, first stint went well, but yeah, I really wish I could redo that in lap.
I believe with you finishing second, you'll jump up to 5th in the points, I want to say. It'll be 5th or 4th in points. Do you see yourself maybe getting up there to Ritzy and Bobina?
Yeah, if I can keep this up, hopefully I can get top 3 in points. I'll take a first, second, or third. But yeah, goal is a podium in points at the end of the season. So
I believe you're 41 out of the championship lead, so it's definitely comebackable. I mean, at this point, I don't think you can say anyone's really got a clear shot at winning the championship.
yeah, the
Except maybe
second half of this season is so much stronger for me than the first. So hopefully I'll be able to put up more battles.
Gotcha.
Well, I was going to ask a question that pretty much would have given you the same answer, but you already said it anyway. Well, I'm going to ask it just for the audience here. So far, you finished on the podium 3 times. Now you finished in first, second, and third, ironically, all 3 podium positions. Do you think you possibly can get on the podium anywhere else? Any possible wins looking in the future?
Yeah, second half of the calendar, I'm really strong. I'm gunning for Singapore. I love that track, so that's definitely my number 1.
Alrighty, thank you for your time, and we'll go on to... Actually, we won't go on to Zinav, because he, unfortunately, does not... which is really exactly what he said. So, obviously, he said amazing race, but his first language is not English, so he does not, obviously, have, I guess, the capabilities to do it. But he said GG to you all you guys on the podium, and it was a great race from him. So, thank you, Zinav. I don't think he's... Swedish. Yeah, no. Well, for myself and Taylor and everyone in the Tier 2 Championship, that is it for the Hungarian Grand Prix Round 10 of the Tier 2 Breakout Racing League Season 6 Championship. But don't go away. In about 25 minutes' time, you get to see myself and Taylor struggle as the depths of Tier 1 is too fast for us. Please help us. No, just kidding. You get to see the likes of Frondi. You get to see the likes of Taylor, Hoop, B-Dunk,
Me?
and so many more. Yes, you.
Oh, you're funny.
Anyway, you get to see those guys take around Hungary for their round 10 of the Tier 1 Championship, so be sure to tune into that, and tune in as well on Monday night for Tier 5 and Tier 6 at 7 and 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, respectively, for their circuit around the Hungaroring. So, like I said, for myself, Haycatcher, and Taylor up in the booth, and the rest of the Tier 2 grid, we say thank you for tuning in, and have a good night.